Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the local bourse. Of course, getting another day of losses handed over by the Asian markets. Locally, we did get some economic data coming out of the mining and the manufacturing sectors. We did have a mining output for September increasing 4.7% year on year, and for the same month, manufacturing actually declining 0.8%. Let's take a look at how the local bourse has reacted to that as I wait for those boards, as of course we have seen a negative sentiment on that front, even though of course we did have positive data out of the mining sector, which strongly affects our market and the currency. Taking a look at the All Share, relatively flat, 0.04% above that flat line, managing to eke out a little bit of a gain today. The Resources 10 complex, though, turning around. Of course, we had seen it slightly gaining yesterday, but now turning around back into the red, declining by almost 2%. The Industrial 25 carrying the bulk of the gains that we are seeing them, advancing almost 0.75%, and the Financial 15, they're climbing by more than 0.25%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the US markets, and quite a few things being digested. Of course, after yesterday, we got the consumer inflation printer for October that came in line with expectations. At 2.6%, we did get producer prices coming in as well, those also matching forecasts. We also did get some numbers coming out of Disney that surprised to the upside, where that share advanced 9% at some point. But a sea of red on that front. S&P 500 declining almost 0.25%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq slumping more than 1/3%, and the Dow giving up more than 0.1%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the European markets, and we are seeing positive sentiment coming through there. In company news, we did get Burberry, the luxury giant there. Its shares popping about 22% after the company announced a strategic overhaul. Of course, we know the woes that the luxury sector has experienced recently. The FTSE 100 up by almost 0.5%, the CAC 40 climbing almost 1.5%, and the DAX advancing also almost 1.5%. Let's take a look at what is happening on the currency scene, and we start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. The rand is still pretty volatile, a little bit of weakness coming through against the dollar at 18.23 rand, against the pound at 23.17 rand, and against the euro at 19.28 rand. Let's take a look at what the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.05, pound dollar at 1.27, and the yen just below 156 against the US dollar.